it's Robin and welcome back to my channel. Today I'd like to share with you my cleaning schedule. I don't know about any of you, but I do not enjoy cleaning my house. It is like the bane of my existence, and I would much rather spend my time doing other things than cleaning. I love having a clean house. I love having it spotless and decluttered, and I love the effects of the cleaning, but I don't actually like the process of cleaning. Alright, so over the many years that I have been a stay-at-home mom, a cleaning schedule has always been a struggle for me. I've tried many different things over the years, and nothing really quite worked out for me. I absolutely dreaded cleaning day when I tried to do cleaning the whole house in one day. It just never worked for me, because I would get, a couple rooms clean and then I would run out of steam and I wouldn't get to anything more. And then the next week I'd come back and be like, oh, gung-ho to get all my cleaning done in one day. And I would get maybe a little farther, but I wouldn't get everything done. And so it was a struggle. And I felt like a failure because I wasn't getting my house clean in one day when everyone else seems to be able to do it. It just wasn't for me. So about a year ago, I decided enough is enough. I've got to come up with something that's going to work for me. Alright, so I decided that I was going to figure out some sort of system that I could easily maintain, like I could make sure that it happened every single week without fail, something that was not overly complicated so that it was easy to follow, and something obviously that was doable in a small amount of time. Alright, so I came up with a system that is basically a zone cleaning system, and it is working fabulously. Alright, so when I went about making a new cleaning schedule, the first thing I did was take out a piece of paper and a pencil, and I wrote down all the rooms in my house that I wanted to clean. And under each room, I listed out the actual chores that I needed to do. Whether I needed to vacuum, dust, wipe down cabinets, that sort of thing. Everything was written down. So then once I could visually see what needed to be done in each and every room, I was able to realize which rooms would take the longest to get done. So I could dedicate one day just to that room. And then I was able to group together rooms that didn't take very long. So I came up with 6 days in which to clean. Actually, it's actually only 5 days, because the 6th day is like my catch-up day for, things that didn't get done. Like if something crazy happens and I'm not able to get it done in that day, then I have 1 day to catch up. Let me quickly run you through my schedule as it currently stands. Day 1 is kitchen. Day 2 is my living room, dining room, stairs, and hallway. Day 3 is bathrooms. I have 3 bathrooms to clean. And then day 4 is bedrooms. I have 3 bedrooms to clean. And day 5 is my family room. And then finally, day 6 is my catch-up day. If you're a mom, you know that things are always constantly changing. No 2 days are ever the same, and trying to schedule things are constantly changing, and there's things that come up and you have to work around. So that is why I gave myself day number 6. So I don't beat myself up if I can't finish something on one particular day. It can be done on makeup day, which is normally Saturday morning. Which is a lot more calm most of the time than the rest of the week. Alright, so that is what my cleaning schedule looks like, and I now have some clips to share with you of me cleaning each room. So we'll jump into that and I'll be right back. Alright, the first thing I always do is wipe down all the cabinets and all the hardware on the cabinets. I just work my way around the kitchen. Once I make my way to the microwave, I wipe down the outside and the inside. Then I move on to the stove. I remove the grates, wipe down the stove top, then move on to the knobs and the front of the stove, and then I replace the grates. I then move on to washing down the walls, woodwork, and window sills, moving the furniture out of the way as I go so the area is prepped for when I need to do the floors. And finally, the last bit of hand scrubbing is done at the island area. My next task is to sweep the floor. And of course, Shelby Girl is going to show up to double check that she hasn't missed any treats. Then it's time to mop. Working in small sections, I spray cleaner on the floor and then use the mop to scrub off the dirt. Next, I spread some cleaner all over the sink and let that sit. And in the meantime, I polish the refrigerator. I then move on to the stove and polish that also. Once the polishing is done, my sink is ready for some attention, so I give it a good scrub and then I rinse it out very well. And the last step is to replace all the furniture. Alright, so there you go. I now have a very clean kitchen. Everything's all polished. I will have to do the windows, but I do that on a different day, so that will happen. And then I have my drying rack over here still up, but the towel is drying for that. So, but the kitchen sink is clean and everything else is clean and it's looking good. Okay, so I thought I would quickly show you what I use as my cleaners. I've had these three for like ever, but anyways, for polishing I just use a couple pieces of old t-shirt that I cut up, and then all the scrubbing like the woodwork, cabinets, all that, I just use a washcloth. Stainless steel cleaner by Weinmann? Yeah, I don't know. I bought this can, I don't know, years ago. And you can see it's gotten a little rusty on the bottom, but this stuff is only like half gone, so I'm going to have this stuff forever. And then on the floor, I just use the Up and Up cleaner plus bleach. I have used a whole bunch of things on my floors. My floors are horrible. They need to be replaced so badly. And regular, like floor cleaners without bleach doesn't do anything. So I have to use bleach on the floor to make them, you know, white. So that works great. And then I use this on the sink. It's the Comet 2X bleach, which is almost gone, so I need to get some more of that. And then when I'm wiping down the counters and the woodwork and stuff, I just make a big batch of soapy water. This is just regular dish soap from Aldi, and I just work out of the sink basically. So that is what I use for that, and it seems to do a great job on all the woodwork and the cabinet doors and handles, all that sort of stuff. So that is what I used, if you're at all interested. Alright, in order to dust, I use these microfiber gloves. My husband got this a while back. They're made for like cleaning computers, but they work really good for other things. So basically you just slip your hand in there and you just dust away. Most of the time I don't do that, but these work awesome. I have about 4 of these, and they're starting to get kind of ratty, but they still work good, and they clean up so nicely. And then the other side is just a plain microfiber material, so I can use both sides. First things first, we dust. I also carry around a damp cloth to wipe down any sticky surfaces that I come across while I'm dusting. So I just make my way around the room, dusting off any flat surface, the window sills, and anything else that catches dust. I then move on to the dining room area to finish off the dusting, making sure I do the baseboards, the chairs, and the table. And when I'm finished dusting this area, I like to put the chairs up onto the table so they're out of the way for when it's time to vacuum. I then like to spot clean with a washcloth any spots that need a little extra scrubbing, and then I continue this process down my stairwell and into the entryway, wiping down any spots off the wall and washing off the doorknobs. It's then time to vacuum. I'll go through the whole living room and dining room area first, and Shelby Girl hates the vacuum, so she'll follow me around for quite a while, and then she gets tired, and then I can vacuum unharassed. Once the main vacuuming is done, I add my edging tool to the vacuum cleaner and go around any big pieces of furniture. I vacuum down the baseboards and the carpet edges, and then I like to do along the ceiling and the grates. To complete the room, I'll replace the chairs. Oh, that one's broken. fixed and moving on. Now it's time to vacuum the steps. Followed by vacuuming the entryway floor and rug. The final task of the day is to scrub down the entryway floor, maybe the baseboards and the door if needed. First things first, I like to dust, wiping down the shelves, the picture frames, and then finally the baseboards. I'll then dust the top of the mirror and the light fixture. Next up is sweeping the floor. Next, I like to move on to the sink area. First, I'll remove everything from the countertop, wiping everything down as I go. Then I'll give it a spray of cleaner all over, and then give it a good scrubbing. I'll also give the mirror a quick once over with my cleaning rag, and then I'll move down to the front of the vanity, wiping it all down, making sure it's clean. Then it's time to work on the toilet. I'll give myself a fresh bucket of water, spray everything down good, add the toilet bowl cleaner to let that sit, and then I start scrubbing away. On to the mirror, giving it a good clean with a window cleaning wipe, which brings us to the tub and shower area. First, I'll remove everything from the shower, give it a good spray of cleaner, and then using my scrubby sponge, I will clean it all out. And when I'm done scrubbing, I'll take the shower head and spray everything down, making sure it's rinsed well. Then I'll replace all the products back into the shower, and then I am finished with this area. Next, I'll move on to wiping down the floor. I'll give it a good spray of cleaner, and then with a fresh bucket of water, I'll scrub and rinse it off. The final step in the bathroom is to replace everything onto the countertop. I also like to set out a new hand towel and bath mat, and that gives me a squeaky clean bathroom. Alright, so I used this toilet bowl cleaner, which I actually used up today. I think this is from Walmart, I'm not sure. I'll use the Walmart brand or the Target brand, doesn't really matter to me. And then I use the Comet Spray in Meadow Fresh for spraying down all the counters, the floors, the shower, the toilet, that sort of stuff. That works in handy. Then of course I've got my classy ice cream bucket. And then I like to use the Windex wipes for the mirrors. And then I use 3 different sponges. Pink one is normally for everything but the toilet. The blue or green one is always for the toilet. And then the one with the scrubby back is for the shower. So that is what I used. The first thing I like to do in each bedroom is to make the bed. Now typically I would remove the bedding for washing, but I just finished that task the other day and they don't need it. So I skipped right past that and just made the bed. Next, I like to do the dusting. I start over by the bed, wiping down all the flat surfaces and the knickknacks. Then I move over to my husband's dresser, wipe down everything good over there. Then I move over to my dresser area. And finally, I'll dust off the baseboards. Then comes the vacuuming. I like to vacuum down the baseboards along the edge of the carpet first. Then I'll run the vacuum along the edges of the ceiling and the curtains and windows. And finally, I'll give the floor a good vacuum. And that is all I do for my weekly cleaning in the bedrooms. I will then repeat the same process in both of my girls' bedrooms. In the family room, I normally start cleaning by dusting the napping nook. Then I move on to the kids' gaming station. And then to the opposite side of the room where I have these decorative shelves. And then I move on to the TV area of the family room, just dusting away. I'll then move on to the area next to the back door and the craft area. And the final bit of dusting is on this small hutch area, followed by dusting all the exposed woodwork and door frames. Then it's time to vacuum. Once the vacuuming is finished, I am done with the family room. Day 6 is catch-up day. Anything that I wasn't able to get done during the week gets done on this day instead. And more often than not, that means I'm washing windows. I don't have a set day for windows, so basically it gets done on Saturdays because I try to work it in throughout the week, but it doesn't always happen. Alright, so that is it, my cleaning schedule. Super simple, easy to follow, and totally doable, which is what I wanted in the first place. I always feel like my house is clean. It may not be decluttered, but it is clean. It is not dirty, and it just takes such a load off knowing that every day this is what I'm going to do. So I highly recommend it if you are looking for something new to try. So there you go. Thanks so very much for joining me today, and I will see you soon. Bye now.